Today is Wednesday, September the 8th, 2021. And today I want to talk about the This Too Shall Pass story. I heard this story from Ajahn Brahm. Of course, the concept of, the This Too Shall Pass is very biblical, and I have heard it a lot growing up from my mom in a biblical context. However, what I want to share today was the story as Ajahn Brahm narrates it. Now, I must say he does a much better job because his comic timing, his narration, everything is just incredible, and his presence is just really really enjoyable to witness. So I hope I'm able to do the story justice. He talks about this king. So once upon a time, there was this king who, whenever there were like good times and everything was going well and the kingdom was prosperous and everything, he used to throw these grand parties and overdo it and waste the kingdom's resources, etc., and just go all out. And then when everything would crash, he would get really depressed, and he would not want to get out of bed and be completely laid flat, because he was just oh, this is never going to end. And as a result, those times of economic depression and psychological too, probably, for the king and his subjects, it just got prolonged. And so his people or his advisors, they didn't know what to do, and how to advise him, because it's hard to tell somebody when the party is going on and the punch bowl is out, to pull the punch bowl away, as they say, especially when that's your boss and that's the king. And it's also hard to tell somebody to slump out of it when they're feeling down. So they had a ring made, and the ring bore the words, "This too shall pass." And what was really useful about that was that whenever this king, he saw that inscription, "This too shall pass," when things were going well and everything was terrific, he still remained conscientious, and he still remained he still worked hard. He still in economic terms, maintained positions of austerity. And when things started to go bad, he knew, okay, this too shall pass, and that kind of gave him the energy to get up, carry on, and these times they passed along much faster. And so I really enjoyed listening to that story, and somehow Ajahn Brahm's telling of that "This Too Shall Pass" story, it really resonated for me, to the extent that I had this ring made for myself. I may have mentioned it before. This one, it's got the inscription on the inside, and I had it done in Hebrew, because I don't understand Hebrew, but I got it made or I had it done in Hebrew anyways, because I didn't want it to be too obvious, but still a reminder, so to speak, that this too shall pass. And I know right now a lot of people are struggling with a lot of various things, not just with what's going on in America, in the world, with the lockdowns, with the different variants or derivatives as someone I really enjoy listening to on YouTube mentions. So through all these things and through all the uncertainty, I think we all really need to remember that this too shall pass. And yeah, well, there's another very interesting, pertinent lesson that I got from Ajahn Brahm, which is when there is nothing to do, do nothing. And when there is something to do, give it everything you've got. And I think that one too is really good, because and there's a really good story that goes with it too. I'll probably save that for a different day, or you can check it out on his where he posts, or he doesn't post, but the Buddhist Society Western Australia, the BSWA channel, it could be on their channel. But when there's nothing to do, do nothing. When there's something to do, give it everything you've got. And that lesson is also a very, very pertinent one. As is another one, which is, because when you say, well, when you do something, if there's something to do, give it everything you've got, we always get into this trap about, well, what to do, right? And there's a really good another story that Ajahn Brahm says, which is the story of the 3 most important questions. What are the 3 most important questions, or the answers rather to the 3 most important questions? They are, what is the most important time? When is the most important time? Who is the most important person? And what is the most important thing to do? And I know right now I'm specifically talking about that last bit. What is the most important thing to do? Because a lot of us get caught up in, what should we do? And like we make matters worse than making things better. But the most important thing to do, spoiler alert, is to care. That is the most important thing to do, because there's going to be a lot of things that you do in your lifetime that have absolutely, not the outcome you were looking for. They may seem like Sisyphean tasks, etc. But to care while you're doing them, whether it's something, I want to say like a stupid spreadsheet, because that's how I used to feel about working in finance. Nevertheless, if you care about that stupid spreadsheet and you do a good job of it, you give it everything you got, right? You really care about the thing you're doing. It'll show in what you've done. So yeah, the most important thing to do is to care. The most important time is now, the present moment, because we all tend to kind of fast forward into the future and what we're going to be doing later on, what has to be done, or some misery of the past, or whatever has happened, and we miss all the wonderful things that are going on right now in this current moment. And so the most important time is now, and the most important person is the one right in front of you. And what that means really is, when you are so say you're working with a customer and you're getting really fed up with their questions, they are the most important person right there in front of you. When you are by yourself, your own person is the person right in front of you. So they are the most important person / thing to pay attention to. And of course, I will close on that, because the most important thing in front of me is the traffic, because I'm about to get on the freeway. And so thank you for listening, and I hope this brought you some hope, some joy, and yeah, take care. Bye. And take care, literally, care. Care for everything, and take care of yourself first, then of others. Okay, thank you. Bye.